Before I joined Swagelok, I was actually an Army officer. Within the Army, I was an armor officer. Had lots of different duties and responsibilities during my time in the Army.
I was in the Air Force for 6 years. First part of my career I spent in computer operations. The second part I spent in intelligence analysis.
So prior to coming to Swagelok, I spent 4 years active duty. I was stationed out west, the United States Air Force. I was a crew chief for F-16s and spent 16 years in the Air National Guard, retired 2014. When I came to Swagelok had a lot of similarities to the military, very structured, very organized. So for me, it aligned with where I just came from.
Similar to my experience in the Army of going from a heavy tank battalion to an airborne unit at Fort Bragg, this was, maybe not such a drastic change, but certainly something different.
So Swagelok had a supervisor position open, and I posted for it, interviewed with him, and in the end I did not get that position, but he gave me feedback as to why he gave it to someone else. And one of the things he said is that I really needed to get out there and meet more people and build that skill of introducing myself to people. And I just looked at him and I just said, I don't even know how to do that. And he immediately got up, took me out of the office and said, well, let's go learn how to do that, and just took me out on the shop floor, and he spoke to someone first and showed me what he expected me to do, and then he said, now you go find a person and do that. It was the hardest thing I think I've ever done, but at the same time, that was probably the biggest help anybody had ever given me. He made me understand how important that was. Like, he just wanted to see me succeed. That just says a lot about the culture of the company itself.
I think the culture and the values here at Swagelok, really matter to me, and I think they're kind of a natural extension of what I experienced during my time in the Army.
Swagelok, our products go on a multitude of industries, and, depending on where a product go, it could be the difference between life or death. So, attention to detail, discipline, customer focus, quality, those are all attributes that align with military values. Respect for the individual, it is something that really stands true to me, to see our values on display, every single day when I first got here, it's something that has never changed in 22 years since I've been with the organization.
It's always been important for me to be a part of something that matters, right? That's important to me. That's not just, collecting a paycheck or clocking in for certain hours.
The best thing that helps with veterans is Swagelok is so committed to quality, and we are used to having the quality military that we have. We go to work every day to be the best military that we could be, and when you come into Swagelok, they do the same thing. From the scrutiny we put our vendors under to how we test our own parts. We test them 100% before we let them go out the door. So quality is the most important thing to Swagelok, and maintaining our name and maintaining our brand. And I think a veteran can relate to that very well, because your whole brand was the military, and now your whole brand can be Swagelok.
Really my time in the Army, certainly taught me a lot about leadership. Also taught me a lot about how important having a diversity of experience can be.
Now you see people from all walks of life doing all types of different things.
Order fulfiller, generator, IPC, supervisor, then now I'm in the planning role currently as a VSG planner.
I've had an opportunity to do a variety of things, some of which is congruent, some of which, I would have never thought that I would have spent time in HR, but I had an opportunity to do that, and it was created by the organization.
I've also been fortunate to previously hold a leadership role within our veterans resource group. It's been nice to see our group of veterans come together, help vets understand how to succeed here at Swagelok.
The Swagelok Veterans and Military Resource Group, and it's to help veterans acclimate to our company and build that camaraderie.
We use mentorship in many different areas, both from an early entry associate into the company to mid-level managers being mentored by senior level managers and executives.
We have a lot of mentors within our veterans community itself, to help with any issues that someone might have in learning the soft skills, right? It's not necessarily something that's taught in the military, but something very important to Swagelok.
Through personal development, training classes that was offered through the organization, through peer-to-peer mentoring, through managerial type of mentoring, I've had an opportunity to really adjust my leadership style over the years.
I think here at Swagelok, we don't just point to the values wheel on the wall. To a person, I've seen everyone exhibit those values.
Over the years of working at Swagelok and getting opportunities, eventually I settled in on Swagelok and made up my mind, hey, this is where the place I want to be, and I can always travel and go see family, but this is a place I see myself retiring from.
I can honestly say I hope I can stay at Swagelok for the rest of my working years.
We've got a lot of opportunities here in so many different areas. We have communications, we have engineering, we have just shop floor, and getting these quality parts out the door. It's a very quality-oriented place to work, and just so many resources. No matter what you would need, Swagelok has those resources, whether they're civilian or military. It's easy to be successful here.